My name is Sophie. I'm 26, and on paper, I have a perfect life. I live in a beautiful duplex in the suburbs. I don't have to pay rent, and I'm married to a hardworking nurse named Marcus. But the reality? The reality is that I'm a ghost in my own home. Marcus works the graveyard shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. When I'm waking up, he's going to sleep. When I'm eating dinner, he's rushing out the door. That leaves me alone in this massive house. Well, not entirely alone. We live in the guest unit. The main house belongs to Arthur, Marcus's stepfather, my landlord. Arthur is 68, but he doesn't look it. He's a retired architect, rich, sophisticated, always smells like cedar wood and expensive coffee. At first, he was just Dad. He'd check on the boiler, ask about my freelance design work, maybe bring over mail. But isolation does strange things to your head. It started in the garage. I was reaching for a box on a high shelf. My shirt rode up a little. I heard the door click. I spun around and there was Arthur. He wasn't looking at the box. He was looking at me.
Need a hand?
He asked. He stepped into my space. He didn't touch me, but the air felt electric.
I'm always around, Sophie. You know that.
The line blurred on a rainy Tuesday. Marcus was gone. The house was dead silent. Then, at 2 a.m., knock, knock. My heart was hammering. I opened the bedroom door, and Arthur was standing there in the hallway.
I heard a noise,
he said. His voice was low.
Just wanted to make sure you were safe.
I knew there was no noise. He knew there was no noise. I should have said, "I'm fine, go away." Instead, I opened the door wider. "You can come in and check," I whispered. He walked past me, pretending to check the window latch.
Secure,
he said. Then he touched my arm.
You're shaking, Sophie. A beautiful woman shouldn't be lonely in a house this big.
That night, I didn't sleep. And when Marcus came home the next morning, smelling like antiseptic and exhaustion, I pretended to be asleep so I wouldn't have to look him in the eye. 3 weeks later, we were all sitting at dinner. It was a twisted theater play. Marcus was eating his roast, looking gray and tired.
The hospital is cutting overtime. I might be around more.
I froze. My eyes darted to Arthur at the head of the table. Arthur took a sip of wine.
Is that wise, son? You need the money if you ever want to move Sophie out. Unless you plan on living under my roof forever.
It was cruel. He was emasculating his own son. But then, I felt it. Under the heavy oak table, a foot pressed against mine. Firm. Deliberate. Arthur was playing footsie with me while lecturing my husband on finances. A sick thrill shot through me. I didn't pull away. I pressed back. We got careless. Of course we did. I didn't realize it at first, but I'd already fallen into Arthur's trap. Every night when Marcus left for work, Arthur would show up at my door. Those moments felt stolen, forbidden, and they filled the emptiness Marcus never noticed on those cold nights. Last Tuesday, Arthur came over to my unit early. He brought a gift, a gold necklace, something Marcus could never afford. We were in the living room. He was fastening the clasp around my neck, his breath hot against my ear. And then we heard it. Crunch. Tires on gravel. "He's early," I gasped. "He's never this early." I panicked, shoving the necklace under the sofa cushions. Arthur was terrifyingly calm. He just walked to the sink and turned on the tap. When Marcus walked in, clutching his stomach from food poisoning, he saw his dad in our kitchen.
Dad?
Marcus groaned.
What are you doing here?
Arthur didn't even blink.
Sophie called me, said she heard a noise in the pipes. You really need to learn to fix things, Marcus, so your wife doesn't have to rely on me.
He turned the situation around perfectly. He made Marcus feel guilty for being sick. As Arthur left, he looked back at me and winked. It was possessive, cold. I thought we had gotten away with it. I thought I was the one in control. But yesterday, I was doing laundry. I pulled my clothes out of the dryer, and a piece of paper fluttered out. It wasn't mine. It was a bank statement. Arthur's bank statement. Highlighted in yellow was a recurring payment to a jewelry store. Expensive stuff. But the dates? They went back 6 months, long before Arthur and I started anything. And at the bottom, there was a note scrawled in handwriting I didn't recognize. It definitely wasn't Arthur's, and it wasn't Marcus's. The note said, "I know who the necklace is for, and I know you're not the first one." I stood there in the laundry room, shivering. Who wrote the note? Is Marcus playing dumb? Or is there someone else watching this house? Someone who knows exactly what we've been doing?